Welcome back, everyone. Let's get to work.
Okay, so for a quick tour of the generator shed. So starting with the shed itself. This shed is 2x6 construction with rock solid insulation throughout it to keep it all insulated. You can see I have a vent down below to draw air in, and I've got a exhaust vent here to draw air out. When the generator is running, it runs through this circuit breaker here that enables the fan to run, and I put the fan on a switch here as well. Now, so the power is going to come from the generator out into here, into this transformer. So why do we need a transformer? Because the Schneider XW Pro and the XWs are inverter chargers, and they require a 240 volt input for their charging system. So you can jumper it to make a single phase, but if you're going to keep it in split phase to 240, you got to get 240 volt to it in order to operate for the charger system to utilize grid power, which I'm going to use as a generator to charge your battery system. So this Honda 3000 only puts out 110 or 120, but what it does do is a 30 amp breaker. So I run that 30 amp breaker up into the transformer. The transformer splits it to two 120 lines, L1 and L2. Each L1 and L2 have up to 15 amps per side as per the 30 amp breaker that comes out of the generator. And then that in turn goes down in through the circuit breaker. This now runs both the main power. I can turn it off here to send down to the cabin, and then these breakers here are for this switch and for this fan that I've got set up over here. Then the power comes out, goes down, goes into the ground, all the way down the ground and into the cabin and into the main panel. So if this is looking complicated, yeah, it is. There's kind of lots of working parts. Wouldn't call them moving parts, but there's lots of working parts. But the system is working really well right now. To go over a couple more things that I did change in here is I took the small battery that comes in the generator. I took that out and I installed a full-size car battery, so I have it lots of cranking power, especially during the winter, as well as those smaller batteries tend not to work very well. The exhaust is for the heat. This whole area because it's also sound insulated, it's also temperature insulated. So it does keep it warmer in the winter, but it also keeps it hot in the summer as well. So I've got a temperature gauge there just to try to keep track on things if I need to. I've got a solar charger here. I have two solar panels. I've got this one here, and if you look on the back of that tree over there, I've got another one for the winter that keeps straight vertical to keep this thing charged up that I plug in when I need it. This here you can see my AGS, my automatic generator start. I did a full video on wiring this up. You can have a look at the links in the description and take a look at that if you're interested. I do have a block heater system that I'm working on that runs off of a Inkbird thermostatically controlled, and what it's going to do is going to take solar power from the solar panels and it's going to put into a heating pad on the inside to keep things a little warmer in there during the winter. I haven't quite worked that out. Maybe check back for another video and I'll see if I get that working properly. This system is, like I said, is on propane. That's my propane lock-off system. You can check that out in my other video on how to install the propane and the lock-off system. And what I've done is I've got it coming on a main line. You can see it going to here to the regulator, and from the regulator into that valve. That valve goes down underneath the cabin and comes right into this line right here. So with that, I've got 400 pounds of propane to keep this thing running all winter long. Not much of a problem in that. So other than that, that's about my generator shed, guys. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead and throw them down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.